Last time we were looking at God's kingdom. We were exploring its nature, and we came to the amazing conclusion that we are God's kingdom, and we are to live out kingdom values in this world. This time we look at asking for daily bread, and we find that this is a sign of the kingdom. In the New Testament, the idea of the kingdom and bread are very closely linked. Indeed, in Luke's Gospel, there's a saying, "Blessed is he who breaks bread in the kingdom." And the word bread is very common in the New Testament. It occurs 80 times. And so for a moment, I'd like to invite you to pause and reflect and see if you can think of some of those instances where we find bread. Here are some of them. The feeding of the 5,000. The story of the road to Emmaus. Jesus' first temptation in the wilderness. The story of the prodigal son. The Last Supper. Bread is a vitally important symbol. It tells us that in Jesus, all our needs, physical, psychological, spiritual, are satisfied. And of course, we find bread in the Lord's Prayer. But we need to be attentive to context, because it's not just bread that's important in the Lord's Prayer, it's daily bread. We are to pray on a daily basis for bread enough for today. As we do this, we embrace a certain kind of attitude. It's an attitude that gets away from being attached to material possessions, from wanting to store things up against a rainy day. It's an attitude of trust that comes to God as a child comes to a loving parent in expectation that our needs will be met. And it's an attitude that makes us aware of the needs of others, because as we ask only for our fair share, for bread enough for today, we advance the cause of justice. We realise that other people have needs as well. So as we live out the kingdom, we are to work through our prayer for just enough bread for today, for justice and peace and righteousness, all those marks of the kingdom of God. As we've seen, that asking for our daily bread naturally turns us outward, not just thinking about our own needs in relation to God, but the needs of the whole community and the world. We find that the next stanza of the Lord's Prayer is about forgiveness, not just about forgiveness between us and God, but forgiveness that spills out into the whole community. And that's the subject of next time's readings.